One. Alright, welcome to the Traderstation Podcast, guys. This is our third episode, and this is Jeffrey speaking, or Jeff, as people like to call me.
I thought they called you Jeffy.
Jeffy? Who calls me Jeffy?
I don't know, I thought that was a nickname.
Nah. Never come across that yet. Well, apart from you. But yeah, we've got Christos with us today. You just heard.
What's up, guys? Yeah.
Mike.
Yep.
And Doug.
Yep.
So
DJ Money Bags. That's the man.
Alright.
I can see you haven't gotten that mic fixed, Doug. What's going on with that?
Yeah, you're breaking up a lot.
You look like you're playing Call of Duty with that thing, too.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm breaking up. This is different.
Kind of sound like Optimus Prime.
Hopefully it'll get better as we go along.
Yeah. Alright, so first up, we're gonna do our trade picks. Who wants to go first?
Not I.
No one? Alright, I'll go first. I'm gonna stick with Sterling. It's been good to me. These past 2 weeks. Sterling is GBP, the pound against the dollar. For those of you that don't know. And yeah, it's rallied quite a lot. As I said last time, my trade pick was on point, hit my target 155, and now it seems to be bouncing from that level at the moment. I think it will head down to about a good level would be like 153 1535 sort of level. Yeah, I think that would be a good area to target if you're going to short this. I don't think going long right now is really a good look, to be honest. I don't see any reason to go. I think it's definitely going to go short for a while, but because of this dollar weakness, if you look at the dollar index, I really don't think it will go down too far. Although the dollar is bouncing back a little bit, I think that's going to be short term.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I am actually currently short, so
Yeah.
let's see how that goes. It's alright though. My risk reward is still good, even if it does stop at 1.53. I'm not complaining.
Cool.
Okay. I was gonna say euro.
Definitely, man. The euro USD, I feel like there's a lot going for offensive, but then if you're just balance like you want to enter, I'll stay well away from it until reach at least 1.5, because I think this will hold for a while and then it will go back to long as it just break out from the previous resistance to the top for the 1.4 to 3.7. It just break out the resistance and getting started. So then this will turn. It's just a couple of pullback now, so that I'll just eye on pullbacks. Don't sell this time. Okay, just get look a little bit and go long and only look for pullbacks. The next pullback should be around the 1.35 area or around the area that is just go long. I'm thinking for 1.2, but it will probably go to 1.5 first, break to 1.7 and 1.2. We'll have pullback, so don't be scared when you get pullback. Just make sure that you use the right risk management and you can be fine with that. But this is actually a long
I agree. I think that 1.25 area is a good area. I already have my order in there. I'm waiting. Hopefully it gets filled in. But you know me, always missing by a few pips.
Sure.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes in the long run. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Go on then.
So I don't know. I'm really just gonna keep it simple. We've been talking about the Aussie USD a lot in the chat, and I just like what I've been saying in the chat. I just think we're gonna head down to like a 50% retracement on the daily. We have like a nice second entry. You can see on the daily chart, bulls they had a really good, really strong rally. And we got above 73, and then the Bears knocked it down, and then the Bulls had a chance to get like a nice second leg up, but the Bears came in again, and they're just really nice signal bars, and I just like those second entry shorts at resistance, because the Bears will let it go the first time. I mean, the Bulls will let it go against them one time, but once it goes against them a second time, that kind of forces a lot of Bears to exit. So if we do trigger that on the daily, I'm looking to see how we react around 0.7160, and that'll be around a 50% retracement on the daily, and then it could even go lower. If that doesn't happen, we're just gonna go in a trading range here. Like, I don't really see us breaking strongly above 74. I think we'll likely go sideways before we break strongly above 74 and go higher.
Very nice. Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of commotion in that area, so if it breaks it, then it probably goes long and very long. But at the moment, I don't see any moves higher. But I don't know. I think it's from the tip, your standard double bottom, and it looks like it's going to go long forever and all that. But I don't see any signs to say it's going long. I think if anything, it could probably come back down, but I don't know how far. I think there's a floor. There's a floor in that 0.7 area where I don't think the price will go further than 6.9. I think the 6.9 is the limit.
Yeah, I see that as well.
And then I think the way price moves away from the 6.9 every time just tells me that we could see it as the floor. If it breaks, then I don't know what's going to happen to the Aussie.
Yeah.
Might as well switch currencies if that happens. But I'm going to go with my favorite recipe. It's the dollar yen. I was saying, I think it was in the second podcast, or maybe the first, I was saying if it broke the 118 region, then it could be basically a sell-off. And it's sort of done that, but it's not closed above that. I mean, it's not closed below. It's closed back into the zone. So I'm kind of thinking it might rally all the way back up to 121, 122 before falling off again. But it's now set the precedence. Like, I can now see it's a downtrend based on the fact that it's making a lower low. So I think the dollar yen is my sort of pair. I'll be going short on this, as people know I like to go short. But yeah, that's me, dollar yen.
Cool. Yeah, I see that as well. Alright, what we wanted to speak on next was something that we've come across quite a lot. We get a lot of questions on this subject, and that is basically getting approached by scammers and people trying to sell you this software that claims to have an algorithm that will make you rich, basically. And someone spoke on that today in the chat actually, about how they spent a lot of money. We've had a couple of people mention in the chat how they spent a lot of money on these softwares that basically claim to be able to trade for you, and they end up always losing their money and losing the money they paid for the software uh, with the software, and money that's traded by the software.
This is a weird one because people obviously come into the idea of trading and they think I need to make as much money as I can in the shortest time possible. So the problem here is people are lazy and they would much rather put money into a software that meant trade for them. So there are people out there who are quite clever and they know how to make money from every situation. So they put together a piece of software that's meant to make you money, and they sell it off to the people who don't actually want to trade but want the software to do it for them, which is all well and good because it's all back tested and all that crap. But the point is, you came into trading to make money, so why pour it all out on a piece of software?
Yeah, exactly.
It makes no sense to me personally. I wouldn't put 4 figures, 5 figures on a software that basically tells me when to buy and when to sell. That's not why I came to trade. I want to make those decisions myself. I want to be in control of my own money. But people are so lazy that they put the control into software.
Yeah.
Software has limitations. Every software has limitations. There's a level to which the software can go no further. There are market conditions that the software cannot cater to. But
Yeah.
I don't know, people must be so lazy not to pick up a charting software and just chart. You know, it's not hard to chart. It's hard to trade, but it's not hard to chart.
Yeah.
Charting is the easiest thing you can do. It's applying discipline to those charts. It's the hard part.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
are just lazy, pure lazy.
And even with signals and stuff, like with our signals, we always say to people, use it in conjunction with your own analysis, and because at the end of the day, our trades, the way we trade, may not match the way you trade. You might be a scalper, or
In
you
fact,
might...
it never does. I'm sure the 4 of us have completely different methods of trading.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yet we
what,
work under the same roof.
and what,
Like these robots that who buy and all that. And then like you like a hedge fund, it's like millions to spend. Don't ever become so country. It's all lies. Trying to show you it's free. It is very nice to know how to do that.
yeah, it is laziness, because what you get when people first come into trading is they want to make money. But
Very.
what Mike said as well, it just doesn't make sense. You come into trading to make money. That's what you really want to do, and you want to make money fast. That's what most people want when they start trading. But then you spend money. Like, wouldn't it be better to? I personally would rather lose that money in the market because I'd still be learning at the same time.
Exactly.
But if you
Yeah.
spend it on software and then blow it, that's the money gone. Like, and you gain nothing.
Exactly. You gain no experience. You don't know how to bounce back from it. Because if you lose money by learning, then at least when you've lost it, you can start again and apply the lessons you've learned. But if you put it into a software, then you don't know how to code, and even if you did, you still don't understand what the code is saying because you don't understand the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're talking about. I mean, there's 2 different things. There's software, and then there's algorithm trading, right? So, I mean, first of all, if you want to trade an algorithm or give someone else money so they can trade their algorithm with your money, I mean, these people who code, they're constantly coming up with new codes. Like, I mean, if you talk about these institutions that are using these algorithms to trade, they use a different algorithm every single day. They use hundreds of algorithms a year, and that's the same thing you have to do if you want to learn how to code and and trade with your code, because you can't just make a code and use that for the next 40 years. I mean, you got to keep up with that code and keep making changes to that algorithm, and monthly, pretty much at the very least. And you're going to compete against these institutions that are recycling these algorithms every day. So that's tough. And like we were saying, you if you pump all this money into the code, learning how to code, and then that doesn't do it. Like, it's tough to learn when you're using software like that to trade. And then there's the whole other thing where you use software, right? And you got this software to tell you when it's a trend or when it's topping out or things like that. And it's like, you can do the same thing if you just look at a chart. You can stay objective just by looking at the chart. Like, that's where our statistical edge as a retail trader comes from, is making objective decisions by looking at the chart. So, I mean, you're not going to learn it if you just got this software saying, no, it's topping out here, so that's tough.
Exactly. Definitely.
And still, I feel like that's
Sorry, I can't hear you properly, Doug.
Can you hear me now?
Slightly better.
Mic and that my whole mic on Bluetooth. I said, I think it's a connection I am. But anyway, all I'm saying is, all of these robots, they're so nonsense really. So like, people don't buy people over that unless you have a couple million to spend. And by all means, you do what you want. But if it's starting out, so you get more money from a robot, that's completely wrong. So don't waste money on stupid things.
But we haven't even addressed the real issue. The real issue is that these people, they be asking they DM you and ask you on Instagram, hey, trade with my algorithm, and tell other people about this algorithm too. It's like, that's not what a good educator does. Like, a good educator, they put videos up on YouTube, or they do podcasts or whatever, and they do things to get people to let them know, like, hey, here's what we know, here's what we talk about, here's what you can see us doing for free. We're not just like going around like DMing people like, hey, tell everyone to join our group. Nah, we're putting ourselves out there for you guys to see, and you guys to decide, do these guys know what they're talking about? Are they worth me giving some money to learn how to trade? We're like, when you're talking about someone DMing you on Instagram like, hey, my algorithm will make you 50% in the next year, like, you gotta be like, whoa, why are you even telling me that? Like, why aren't you trading your algorithm? And like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
So that's where the scam falls into place.
And when they tell you they've had 90% success, that's when you know that's just false.
Like, I see things sometimes like, like, too easy. This algorithm stuff is too easy. And it's like, it's just one of the most difficult industries in the world. Like, there's nothing easy about trading whatsoever. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
And I feel like that basically kind of infects the minds of newbies or people who are new, because I get a lot of people coming to us asking us about our signals, and they ask us, what's our percentage success rate? And I always tell them, we don't look at percentage, we look at how many pips we collect.
We could just start telling them, we win 95% of the time. You're coming out with, like, but
they'll
no,
sign
man,
up in their numbers.
Exactly.
that's what they're doing. They're going around and comparing bios, like, this person says he wins 90% of the time, this person only wins 80% of the time. Like, I'm going with the 90%. Like, what? Get out of here. Like, we could put whatever we want in those bios. I'm pretty sure it's free to post a bio. Like, it's crazy.
See, that's the point of poker, because people, like, don't post up, say, like 90% win success rate, 5% win success rate. And then it actually is, like, completely about 10 pips and consider that as a win.
Exactly.
Things like that. But then, compared to someone else who gets like 200 or 100 pips, they'll probably get about 20 pips, and they'll put up 90% win,
Exactly.
85% win. And then I'm thinking, like, that doesn't make sense. It's the pips that you collect. That's what it is. It's the pips that matter.
Exactly. You could have 90% success rate and only 50 pips, and then 10% success rate and have 1,000 pips. Like,
And that's how it works. The lower the probability of profit, the higher return,
Exactly.
and vice versa. That's how it should work, really.
But I guess as a newbie, you're gonna fall for those sorts of things, and I feel like when I
Exactly,
tell
and that's
them,
how it actually is, and then that's what people don't actually see, and I don't know why they don't see that. Like, they have to open their eyes and do something.
Sound's gone.
and I feel like when I when I tell them, when I speak
I
to
can't really hear anything. I don't know if someone's breaking up.
I can hear you guys. Yeah, do you guys hear me? Okay. Well,
Oh man, we're having some technical difficulties
Today
here.
is not a good day for technicals.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Alright.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh, I think, are we back now?
Yeah, I guess we're back. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on.
alright.
Technical difficulty right
That was,
there.
that was scary.
Alright, we're back, guys. Don't worry.
Alright.
Alright, where were we? Oh, yeah. I feel like when I respond to people that ask me what our success rate and tell them no, we look at pips, they think we're basically shit. They think I'm just trying to find a way to avoid answering the question when in fact I'm telling you what you actually need to know. I could easily just say, oh, 90%. Like, how are you going to disprove me?
Yeah.
That's true. They're not asking you for proof, they're just asking you for a number.
Exactly.
I'd say anything.
Yeah, like they look at trade, completely the wrong way. So they need to actually try to determine this thing over there about
The worst thing about, asking for a percentage is when you join the group. I say we've got 95% success rate, and then you join the group, and in the first month we don't even make 75. How does that person feel about that group?
That's true.
Do you leave the group? I don't know how you deal with that.
But that's the problem with the whole, just like the finance industry in general. It's like people, especially in the beginning, it's almost not even anyone's fault. It's not even our fault. We just like don't know what to look for, and the wrong information is out there everywhere. Like even if you look at the stock market and you look at all these Goldman Sachs analysts and stuff, like these analysts that are giving out buy and sell recommendations, they've never made a trade before, and they got the people just following these things like they're sheep. Like the buy and sell analysts are way different than the people who actually trade for Goldman Sachs. Like the buy and sell analysts, they don't know what they're talking about. They put out 130 price target on a stock, and when you go look at an option chain, you can see the probability of success of it hitting $30 in the next month, and it's like 2%. They're taking this long shot out of nowhere. You got to win that trade 98 times out of 100, and you still won't even be profitable at that point. Like it's sad that that's what the industry is full of. But how to change that is the real question we should be talking about. And I don't know. It starts with us. It starts with just trying to preach the right thing, and hopefully enough people follow along.
Yeah. So, our next topic that we wanted to speak about was how to bounce back, basically, how to deal with the slumps. This is something you're gonna have to learn how to do as a trader, because you're gonna experience you're gonna get down in the dumps. Like you're gonna have some losses, you're gonna have a couple losses in a row, and you're gonna feel like a piece of crap. You're gonna feel like giving up, and and it's important to know how to come back from this without completely destroying yourself. And I feel like sometimes a little break is necessary. You need to step back, clear your head, because you can't be trading with all this negative emotion in your mind. You can't be trading with any emotion, really. And if you've had a series of losses and you jump back on and you're feeling bad, you're there's a good chance you're gonna put out some revenge trades, and that is not healthy for your account.
I think as a trader, I think you should expect losses. Losses are part of the system, they're part of the game. But at the same time, no one wants to see the losses. So I guess, in a way, if you do make a loss, there's two options here, two good options. One is to stop trading for a set period of time, and that goes in your plan, and you say, every time I make a certain number of losses in a row, I take that trading week off, or I take the day off or something. And you stick to it. So every time you make a loss, or let's say 5 losses in a row, you take the day off, or you take the week off and say, no, I'll stay away from the markets and I'll come back with a clear head, maybe go away for the weekend or something. The other option is to reduce your size, your position sizes. If you're losing many times in a row, you just reduce your position size. That way your risk is a lot lower, and hopefully you don't wipe yourself out. But always have it in the plan.
Yep.
Yeah, risk management. That's what it is.
Exactly. It's always
plan. Account that.
survive first.
Yeah, the you need money straight after that.
Exactly.
With all this crap that I see online, and then how other companies push you about old time, blah 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 blah. It's like they did force it.
I think a big part of revenge trading after losing a lot is feeling like you're missing out on an opportunity to make the money back. That's why people find it hard to step back, because they feel like, oh, but you have to realize the market's going to be there the next day and the day after and the day after. There's always going to be another opportunity.
Exactly. There's no point rushing into taking the next trade. It just doesn't work.
It's $1 trillion market, so it's nothing to
I mean, the easy slumps to deal with are the slumps that are only for a few trades or a few days or whatever it would be. Sorry, I got my grandmother over here. Anyways, the easy trades, the easy slumps are the ones that only last for, a few trades or a few days. It's sometimes you go on a slump, you just have a bad month. That's the one that's really tough to deal with. But I mean, like we talked about before, if you have 10 good months and 2 bad months, like you're doing pretty good for yourself. And that's just the reality, and that all comes down with having your risk management plan like written down. Your trading plan written down, it. Like you can literally go back to it and you can see it written out, and you can see that you have faith because it has worked the last 4 months. You're just on a bad month this time. It is what it is, and it is important to fall back. To be honest, I'm going through one of those trading slumps this month. I'm down percentage points that I'm not usually down, this far in the month or something like that. And I've just had to step back. Like, and for me, I can usually see it happening. Like when things are going good for me, like things continue to stay good, and then all of a sudden things get shaky, and the next thing you know, I'm losing, every trade I put on, and I can almost see it coming. So when I do see that coming, I just kind of step back and, I let my trades play out. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. And instead of, loading up on a whole bunch of new trades, I just kind of say, all right, let me take a step back. Let me analyze what's going on. It looks like the market cycle has changed a little bit. That's why I'm losing. So let me just take it easy. And if you got to take, a week off from trading, then you got to take a week off from trading. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
DJ Moneybags never goes through slumps though, so he doesn't even know what to tell you guys right now.
It's just
He's over there, like, I haven't had a slump since 2005 or so.
Like my worst month, I think was in June this year. I had a losing month. So I took down, but yeah, it was in June.
He says I had a losing month.
This guy. Yeah, cry me a river over there.
Yeah, that's when the action was killed by the market. I don't know what the market was doing a month. Everything was still okay, and I just took time off and I did trade like a month. So
I think that's the best thing you can do, isn't it? Just take some time off.
Yeah.
Chill out a little bit and then come back with your original first. Because you're going to start being angry and start taking cases that you take them off and then you start trading again. But
But that's much different.
New inspiration, drive, everything.
That's much different than a slump of like, oh, I lost my last 5 trades. Like if you lost your last 5 trades, like, I don't, unless you're only taking like 1 trade a week or something like that, like you got to move on to the next trade. You got to stay with your statistical edge. I think a good sample size is like 20 trades. So once you see the statistics start varying in batches of 20 trades, that's when you're going to take a step back. But if you lost 5 trades in a row, like sometimes that's how the numbers work out. You're going to lose 5 trades in a row and then you're going to win your next, 12 out of 20 or whatever it might be. So, there's different kinds of slumps. There's short slumps where you really just have to stick to it and stick to your game plan and know that you haven't even reached that sample size where you need to start to worry. And then there's, there's bigger slumps where you say, all right, this isn't normal. I have to take a step back for a second and rethink things.
And most of the time, slumps happen because we've gotten so confident that we don't stick to the plan anymore.
Yeah.
We're sort of taking trades. We think we know what our plan says, and so it's good to stop and take time and go back to our plan and say, oh, look, this is something I haven't been doing that I should have been. Because you're going to discipline me to not take certain trades.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened most of the time.
Yeah.
You just see Doug texting away.
Yeah.
don't say except the others that I'm really
Vegan. Vegan apple though.
Alright, so we got a couple questions from you guys. Chia was asking, how do you feel when you see price go in the red? How do you deal with it? Well, there's not a real one answer to this, because I just say deal with it. You've got a stop loss. If it hits your stop loss, you should be okay, because you set your stop loss to a level at which you're happy to lose.
We're not happy.
No one's happy to lose, but we're comfortable with the loss.
Comfortable to lose.
Alright.
I think if your stop loss is manageable, then you shouldn't feel it at all. It should just be, a little scratch. But the point is, if your strategy's off, or if you're off, because your strategy can't be off, it's the application that's off. If your application of your strategy is off, then you might see 4 or 5, trades that go wrong, and then those small scratches become a big scar. So, I think as long as you set a risk profile, it's not a problem. Just take the reds. Because
Part of the game.
you win a few, and if your risk reward ratio is decent, you win a few and you've made it all back. Sometimes I go 4 or 5 trades where I lose and I make it all back in the next 2 plus more. So I don't really get worried about red or green, or I just follow the plan.
Yep, that's how we do.
It's all trading expenses, just like the rent, the light bill if you own a business. Like it's all just trading expenses. It's part of the business.
Yep.
Cost of doing business.
We've got another question from Charlie, who says, what is the ideal starting amount for a live account?
This question.
Yeah. We get it a lot.
It's exactly what you want it to be. That's what I'm going to say.
My thing is with this question is you kind of want to learn how to trade as if money isn't an issue, because once you look at a chart and you say, all right, I can only risk 25 pips with 10,000 or 20,000 units, whatever it is, you close your mind and you close your eyes to so many more opportunities on the chart. Whereas if you could just trade freely as if money wasn't a problem, you would see all these different opportunities. And
Yeah.
it's really important to at least be able to see all of those opportunities on the chart, and then kind of, when you get some more experience, you can pick and choose toward your risk tolerance. But if you go in saying, oh, I can only risk 20 pips on a trade, and then what you're doing for the next 2 years is just looking at trades that you can only risk 20 pips on, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, because you need to operate. Like, one thing we really preach here is you need to know how all traders operate: trend traders, counter trend traders, swing traders, day traders, scalpers. And the more things you can see on the chart, the better equipped you'll be as a trader.
Definitely. I think it's essentially down to the individual. There's no point limiting yourself to a certain amount. You just start. You just take it on board and just build as you go along. If you say, "Oh, I'm only going to start with this, and I'm going to put this and this and this,"
never works like that.
Exactly. You're already setting barriers for yourself before you even open an account. So I think you need to just start. Whatever amount you can, it has to be reasonable, of course. You can't just come in with a tiny little account and,
What's reasonable? $1,000? $500?
I think if you have $1,000, then that's all good.
I think $1,000 is definitely reasonable, but that's tough for a lot of traders.
Yes,
but my thing is, like, you go in with $100 account, like, why not wait a year and study and see if you can get that $100 account to $1,000 before you start, The
problem with the small accounts, though, is people start the small accounts, but they want the big profits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when they see that they're making money, but it's not as big as, say, the instructors are making, they get really frustrated, and so they drop all their risk and all their risk management, and they start to take bigger trades and bigger position sizes, and that's when they get burnt, and that's when they lose all their money. So it's essentially, I mean, 1,000 is a very good number to start with. I would say it gives you a nice risk profile.
Yeah. And
don't be so eager. If you don't have the money, just save up.
Wait for it.
Exactly. But like with anything that makes you money, people like to jump on it very quickly and get the money as fast as they can. That's just how it goes.
Yep. Yeah, I was that way too. No.
I can see that Doug is answering someone. I can just tell.
Lots of people piss me off on the phone. Very stupid. They laugh. You know what I mean? No, that is back to the podcast yesterday. That's all someone, like someone. If you don't want to go and have a good look, just have to read this on Instagram, and then go on the picture, the someone go on it, and then read the comments of that picture, and you will know what people are speaking. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, what we talked about.
We got another question from Chia again. Let me just get it up. He said, why do traders feel like there is no chance to enter when it's trending, as we are scared of it being reversed? Some might say take your time to find a good entry, but sometimes we can't find them and don't dare to enter a trade. I think what he was trying to say was that why do some traders find it hard to jump in on a trend?
I think it's all to do with risk.
There's a lot to do with risk, but it's also understanding, recognizing where the pullbacks are.
Yeah,
that's where you'll find your good entry. I don't know, I personally don't think I have felt this fear before, as in jumping into a trade. Obviously, when I first started out, trading was, you get scared, but in terms of jumping in on a trend or pullback, Yeah, that's how I'd say you do it. Just look for pullbacks. It's always going to be pullbacks on the trend. The trend always takes a break, and people always take profits at some point. So
Yeah.
it will always push the trend back against itself for a short time.
And also like don't I think because like some people try to force a trade.
Yeah.
Because like me personally, I'll do all my analysis, and then I'll try and predict when the pullback's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, I leave it. I don't try and enter the trade anyway. I'll leave it and then look for the next stuff. And
Yeah.
like minimize my risk.
I think this is a classic thing that happens to all beginners. So I know this happened to you, Jeff. You just forgot. You know, that's another thing I've heard people say is, you know, some traders that have been profitable for so long, they almost forget what it feels like, you know, to be struggling and how difficult it was. Like one of the most difficult I can still remember is like, you know, as a beginner, you just sit on the sideline and you watch this trend keep going, and you just keep saying to yourself like, oh my god, I can't believe it's going this far. Oh my god, I can't believe it's going this far. And then finally you're like, all right, I'm gonna jump in. And when you jump in is exactly when the trend reverses. And that's what happens to a lot of beginning traders, I think. And you know, sometimes if you see that trend, you just gotta close your eyes and pretend you're jumping off a diving board and just dive in. You know, it's gonna be scary for a second, but as soon as you're in the trend, and it's going your way immediately, you know, you're not scared anymore. And this also comes into play with what I mentioned before about, you know, seeing the chart as if you had a bunch of opportunities. Like, why don't you enter half size if you think the trend is, you know, you're not too sure about the trend,
Yeah.
it's pretty strong. Why not enter half size, you know, and watch that, and then if it does continue to go up or whatever, then you can buy more.
Add on.
Or you can see if you do have a pullback after that. All right, well, if you identify that as just a pullback, then you can enter on a better signal again. So it all goes back to just really just having the money to see all the opportunities that can come into play.
Exactly. We've got another question. What is our favorite type of trade? Trend / breakout or reversal? Which ones do we look out for the most?
I don't think a trend is the same thing as a breakout. When you say trend / breakout, does that mean that a trend trade is a breakout trade? Because they're not in the same.
Yeah, they're
description.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, but I prefer the long-term position trade, where I hold it for. I've held a trade for 2 weeks before, just letting it go up and down and up and down before finally moving in my direction. And it takes a lot of patience, but they're the most reliable trades you can take. If you want sort of a quick money trade, then you drop down a few time frames and you take the position trade on a much smaller time scale. But I personally like the longer term position trades.
He has just specified he meant separately trend, breakout, or reversal.
Yeah,
What
okay.
do we prefer? Yeah.
I just need to clear that up.
Yeah.
But I'm a long-term trend trader.
Yeah, same. Like, it does take a lot of patience, but if we were speaking to someone who holds positions for months, then it's nothing. Because, yeah. So that's just me personally.
It's up to the individual. I think.
Exactly, yeah. But I'm with Mike on that one. What about you guys, Chris and Doug?
I'm a fan of going with the trend, but I want to find a price extreme. You know, I want to find like a real deep, you know, maybe if it's in a trading range in a long trend, I want to enter like at the bottom of the trading range. I want to bet on that breakout to fail pretty much. You know, because everyone's like saying, oh, this could be the breakout, this could be the breakout, but a lot of times, you know, those fail. So when all the bears are getting in, you know, I'll enter long.
Yeah.
Or when all the bulls are getting in on a long-term downtrend, you know, I'm entering short. So I like to find those price extremes, and I like betting on breakouts to fail in trading ranges pretty much.
Cool.
So what question again?
What kind of trader are you?
Yeah, essentially.
Nah, yeah, I'm not like a swing trader and position trader. I just look for major swings, major things, you know. I don't really day trade as much hassle. And I've got other things to do as well, so then I think like it just fits my lifestyle. Really trading is just, it depends on what kind of lifestyle you have. So then me swing trading fits my lifestyle and then actually fuck around. So yeah, I'm just swing trader. And it doesn't really matter. As long as you're making profit, it doesn't really matter how you trade. Things with different tips. Doesn't have to be a scalper. If you're a scalper, you make a good trade and you're making money. You're a good trader. Like, at the same time, you're pretty wrong. Not just taking money. So all those people who always say that this is rubbish. But if you trade it, you just trade off this show and lifestyle. I do good trades.
Yeah.
And that's it.
There's no
I don't-
holy grail.
On another note, do you guys know any forex scalpers? Like, I know scalpers, but they're mostly scalping like the futures market. I was just wondering if you guys know any forex
I've come
scalpers.
across a few people who say that they scalp,
I don't
but
know. Yeah, that's in the previous.
Scalping what? Like, they
forex.
scalping 10 pips?
Yeah, about 10 pips. Like, and I see a
Yeah.
lot of people posting, not people I know personally, but people just across Instagram posting their profits from scalping. So
I mean, I was scalping futures before I came to forex, and I was trying to scalp forex the same way. It just wasn't working. I would love to meet a forex scalper. Like, you know, it's so appealing. You know, like I can go in with 100,000 units, scalp a quick 10 pips. Yeah, do that every
It's
day.
very
This would be
appealing.
easy. It's so appealing. But I haven't even met anyone that can. Like, I'd be real interested to meet someone that did that successfully. That'd be
well,
sweet.
there is this one. I won't name them, but this one signals provider who does scalp, and they do post their profits from scalping. But my only problem with that is, as a person with a small account, well, a relatively small account compared to them, if you're going to get their signals, you're not going to make a lot of money because they're putting in 100 units and 100,000 units, and
Coming
they're-
out of
they're
10
coming-
30 bits.
exactly, and
Yeah.
or less. Even
Is
less
this?
than
Do you know this signal provider, or is he just another Instagram
that. Nah, he's
post?
just another Instagram guy.
So
yeah.
you don't even know if it's real.
No, I don't even know if it's real, but
Man,
Yeah.
get out of here! I can show you a million fake Instagram scalpers. Then, if that's the case.
no,
I want personally known. I want someone who's personally known.
no. What I mean was, there are people who follow these guys in terms of like their signals, and if you are copying their signals or following their signals, you're not gonna really make. It's
No.
just you're essentially following them because they're showing you a large amounts of money, and you think you're gonna get the same thing, but you're gonna.
They
come out
wish
the same
they
thing.
wish they could get the same thing because that's not real.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, there you have it, guys. We've still got 10 minutes to go. If you guys still want some questions answered, go ahead
here.
and throw them
Yeah.
around. We're still here, chilling.
We were talking about some bad Aussie news. I don't really read the news. You guys want to
Oh,
update me
yeah.
on what's going on over there?
Well,
Someone else but Doug has to update me because I can't hear Doug at all when he talks.
Australia and New Zealand. That's good.
Basically, Australia and New Zealand are pissed.
Are pissed?
Yeah, that's a
That's,
London phrase.
that's London slang.
Are pissed? No, we use pissed too. Pissed off.
No, pissed as in
Screwed.
they're screwed. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, they're pissed and they're screwed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to add that one to the vocab list.
You can't say the other ones.
Yeah. Actually, no. It's after the watershed. It's after 10. It's nearly 11
Oh
o'clock.
yeah, it's nearly 11 o'clock. Yeah, we
there
can
shouldn't
say
be
it.
any kids listening to this. Go to bed if you're under 18 and You're listening to it.
Surely we hope there's some kid traders out there.
Yeah.
I wish I started with one.
I know, right? If I knew what I know now.
Wait, so why are Australia and New Zealand pissed?
Is Doug gonna answer this or?
I can't even hear Doug anyway.
You're better off typing it, Doug.
Yeah, Doug's gonna have to tell you that privately.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
never mind. I don't even want to know anymore. I'll just Google it. I heard Timmy ate ice cream cone out in New Zealand the other day too. We'll see what that does to the New Zealand dollar.
Yeah, I think is there some news out today?
I'm not sure actually.
Or is that tomorrow? Not that I care, but it's good to know when the volatility is coming in.
True.
And what's this? We're getting some Chinese numbers out tonight or something, I also heard?
Yeah, someone said that earlier.
Will that will affect me? I wasn't sure. No, I'm not seeing it actually.
That's good then.
Yep.
Everything's quiet.
Yeah, it seems quite quiet. Even tomorrow looks quiet.
Good.
Yeah.
Just means, trades can move slowly.
Yeah.
No spikes.
Slowly but surely crash and burn. I love it when I see charts crashing and burning. It's one of my favorite things.
It's quite entertaining, yeah.
I think we're gonna see that in the U.S. market pretty soon.
Yeah, man.
Crashing and burning.
You guys are screwed.
I'm pissed.
Pissed.
Yeah, pissed. I mean, it's crazy though. We're like, I mean, it's almost like that 10%, 15% correction almost didn't even happen now. We're pretty much.
I know, it's the thing of the past now that everyone's just like, oh well, prosperity, the market's going up again, we're all good.
I don't think that though. I do think for some reason I just think we have to hit that 20% number. Like there's also technical levels and long-term trend lines down at that 20% level and all that. But on the basis, I've heard that this is like the 38th or 40th month in a row that we haven't hit like a 20-day EMA, and that's only happened twice in the last like 50-something years. I was reading this the other day on an old mentor's blog that I still read, and the other times that happened was like the '87 crash, and there was another time, and one time was like 20-something% correction, the other time was like a 36% something correction. So I feel like we have to at least hit that 20 number, and I do think we're in a downtrend for the next 1 to 2 years, so it'll be exciting.
Yep.
Always ties in with a presidential election, isn't it? It's always close to that.
That's true.
Always. There's always
Illuminati.
Let's not get into conspiracy theories. We'll be here all night.
I swear I'd be seeing UFOs in the sky at night these days. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, the aliens have been manipulating the markets.
Well, we to the company. Oh, guys, this is how we do that. Well, company, something.
Not gonna lie, I didn't hear a word.
I haven't heard a word this whole interview. I can't wait to play this back online. I hope I can hear you, Doug. I'd like to hear what you said today.
No, it's just good.
I think this is part of the conspiracy. The aliens are blocking Dog out.
Damn it.
You might as well unplug the mic. Straight to the music.
How about now?
Yeah, you sound much better.
Oh yeah, thanks. Guess I'm fixing that. 3.5 minutes left.
Oh my god. Oh,
It sounds so much better. Yeah.
Well, you guys can hear me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit better. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Still sucks.
Oh,
Yo, Doug, buy another mic. You're killing us over here. You want me to send you one? Let me get your address. I'll send you a mic.
like, I don't know from this area, I'm saying that, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But yeah, you can say it's cool to same in mind, you know. Friend, you know.
What the hell is he saying?
I think it's about time we called it a night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Slaskovich
Yeah.
says that it was a great podcast, so
Thanks for listening, guys.
yeah,
We
thanks,
appreciate you guys a lot. This
till next
guy.
time, guys.
All right, guys. Take care, Trader Station.
Take care, man.